Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to put the oil pan on, the oil cooler on, valve cover gaskets, cylinder head plugs, probably all the piston hole covers, the little covers that IAG provides, and I guess anything else that I can get out of today. Now this oil pan I just cleaned. It had a spun bearing, so make sure before putting one of these on you clean out all the debris. Obviously that'd be terrible for the engine. And then right there's a little gasket O-ring. Do not forget that. Looks just like that. And I'll show you that in a second. O-ring is on, and now I'm going to put a nice fine bead around the entire edge. I'll show you that in just a moment here. On now, basically you're going to want to run your finger around it, make sure it sticks really well. Make sure there aren't any big sludgy areas like that right there. I'm going to wipe on a rag and make sure the entire thing's even, and I'll show you that in just a second here again. Sorry about saying that again. Alright, so the bead is on. Now you're going to rub your finger all the way around, make sure it's nice and smooth, and make sure it's all nice and even. Nice and smooth, all even around. Now this part you want to be really careful with. You don't want to put too much on because you will clog the oil pickup, and then you can seize the motor, and I've seen that happen. And you also don't want to have too little because then you're going to be doing this in about 600 miles. So anyhow, you just make sure that O-ring's on, make sure everything in here is tight. You want to double check all that. And then obviously with the oil pan like this, you want to pop it on there, and I'll put it on in just a moment here. Alrighty, oil pan is on. You want to grab all of your oil pan bolts and start putting them in before it starts drying too fast, and make sure it's all nice and even. Alrighty, oil pan is now on, nice and tight. Next thing will be the oil cooler. I do believe it's a 24 millimeter. It's like a big nut thing, and you just twist it and pull right on up, and I'll get right to that. Next thing I'm going to do is install the crush rings for the AVCS lines. There are 2 for that one and 2 for that one. On the other side there are 2 for this guy, and there are 2 for right here. All those crush rings are now crushed. Obviously you can see they're all brand new, being orange. Like that. And now next step I'm going to do is going to be the valve covers. And I have to install new cylinder head plugs. And they look like that. You just put some silicone on the bottoms, and I'll show you in just a second when they're on. They're both in. Next step is going to be putting the valve cover on. You want to put silicone here, and here, and then across here and across here. And I'll show you that in just a sec right before I put the valve cover on. Alrighty, silicone is on, and now the valve cover goes on. I'm going to wash up the outside, yes, but I'm going to set this on anyways. The bottom's dry, and we'll get all the bolts in. That valve cover is nice and tight. We'll move on to the other side, and I'll show you when that one's done. Alrighty, the passenger side valve cover is on and tight. The next thing would be spark plugs, although I don't have them yet. That'll be in the next video. As well as the coolant line right here. I need to get new crush rings for that. And both heads will be done after that, and then just gotta time it, exhaust, intake, and should be just about ready to drop in. Alright, now the next part would be putting the motor mounts on. They basically go just like that. You don't want to forget those, or else you won't be able to mount your motor. Well, motor mounts are on. I got about as far as I can get today without a couple extra gaskets. I totally forgot that our oil cooler was used, and I'm going to get a new one and put that on. So that's why the oil cooler is not currently on. It would go right here, and the other pipe would come into here. Anyways, thank you for watching, and the next video will cover timing it, spark plugs, exhaust, intake, and probably turbo. Thanks for watching.